Who these great looking kids are. And they're not kids, they're young adults.
This is true. Thank you, Mr. Chairman, for hearing our bill today. I have with me members of and students from our Madison Middle School in Richmond, Kentucky. And this school came before this committee last session. Of course, these are different students, and we are in
Stevie Boytek,
Kenton Edwards,
Raymond Marion.
Tell us about your bill, what it does first, and tell us what these students are going to like to see.
This bill was their idea. It was an idea because of some things that were happening in their school. And they chose to be proactive and take this issue, and while they were taking on the issue of bullying, they decided to learn about the democratic process and state government. So I've asked them to testify to you today. So they will tell you the gist of the bill and why it's important. And we're ready to begin.
When they get done, tell us whether what they observed compares to what they thought the democratic process was.
We'll do that.
Good afternoon. We are here with our assistant principal, Scott Anderson, and our teachers, Ms. Vanover, Ms. Neely, and Ms. Edwards, as well as some of our classmates. Thank you for taking the time to listen to us today as we speak for the students at Madison Middle School and other schools in our county and nation. Statistics show that more bullying occurs during the middle school years than in any other time in student schooling. House Bill 40, that would officially designate October as Bullying Prevention Month here in Kentucky, as it is already recognized nationally. The bill would also designate purple and yellow as the official colors of the awareness campaign's ribbons. Purple represents victims of domestic violence, and yellow represents victims of suicide, which sometimes occur as a result of bullying. These efforts will help raise awareness about the proliferation and impact of bullying. According to a study conducted by the Kaiser Family Foundation, 74% of 8 to 11-year-olds said teasing and bullying occurred at their school. The rate increased to 86% among children 12 to 15 years old. According to a report released by the National Institute of Health, more than 5 million children in the United States are affected by bullying, either as a bully, as a target, or both. The National Institute of Health also reports that nearly half of all students in the county fear harassment or bullying in the bathroom at school. The National Crime Prevention Council reports that more than half of students in the U.S. say they see bullying at least once a week. According to a recent national report on crime and school safety, more than 30% of students between the ages of 12 and 18 say they were bullied or cyberbullied during the school year. Bullying doesn't just happen inside school walls. Cyberbullying is on the increase and can happen 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
Bullying significantly impacts children's lives, whether they are a bully, a target of bullying, or even just a witness. According to the National Education Association, 160,000 students stay home from school every day in the United States because they fear what might happen to them on the way to school or at. The U.S. Department of Health and Human Services reports that children who are bullied are more likely to experience depression, anxiety, and other health problems even into adulthood. HHS also says those students are more likely to have lower GPAs and standardized test scores and are more likely to drop out of school altogether. The Department of Health and Human Services also says children who witness bullying are more likely to abuse tobacco, alcohol, or other drugs and are more likely to experience mental health problems as well. A 2011 study published in the journal Criminal Behavior and Mental Health found that bullies were more likely than non-bullies to have problems with unemployment as adults. Some students who are victims of bullying may even react violently, hurting others and themselves.
One of our top priorities is to ensure that children feel safe at school, free from any type of violence, abuse, harassment, or bullying. It is a goal not shared only community-wide, but statewide. Last year, every MMS student came together to form the letters and spelled out "Stop Bullying" on the front lawn to show that it takes everyone working together to stop bullying. MMS had anti-bullying classes where we talked about the steps we need to take to stop bullying. One of the biggest steps we can take is to tell an adult and stand together against it like we are doing today. Every student signed a pledge that they would stop bullying. We created pins and had rewards each month for wearing our pins to school. Students dressed in purple and yellow, and Mr. Housen, our art teacher, worked with students to create 4-foot and 8-foot ribbons that we hung in front of the school for a week.
Recognizing October as Bullying Prevention Month and designating purple and yellow as the official colors will allow the whole community to come together as one to address this important cause. It can empower students to stand up for one another and speak out when they see bullying happen. Schools can organize campaigns and educate students and teachers about bullying, what it is, and how to respond appropriately. Parents can support their children by encouraging them to respect classmates and watch out for and respond to signs of bullying in their children and their children's friends. Media can also play an important role in giving attention to the dangers of bullying and how to address them. Lawmakers, such as yourself and other policymakers, can continue to make safe, bully-free schools a priority. House Bill 40 is just one way that our commitment can be reflected in our law. We are proud to be here in Frankfort talking with you today. We thank you and Representative Rita Smart for working with the students and teachers of Madison Middle School and standing up with us against bullying. Before we take any questions, my friend Ray would like to tell you what it is like to be bullied.
When you're bullied,
If you would move up closer to where the mic is, or move the mic closer to him, because it will be difficult to hear.
when you are bullied, you think someone's going to help or an adult's going to see, but sometimes it doesn't happen. And I hope that you pass this law and that it'll help bullies see what they're doing and stop. Thank you.
So, Mr. Chairman, I think they gave you the statistics and what they did at their school, and basically the bill will just create an awareness during the month of October.
Have a motion by Representative Wayne, and who was the second? Who? I'm sorry, I thought it was Representative Kearney, okay. Who seconded it? Representative McCombs, okay. Okay, all right, now, we've got a motion before us. I think Representative Flynn had a question.
Yes, sir. I hope I'm not out of line with this. This is a great leadership experience for you guys. Would you identify yourselves?
They did.
Is that out of line?
They gave their names.
Okay, I'm sorry. I must have missed it. I apologize.
Would you like them to do it again?
Yes, ma'am.
My name is Raymond Marion.
How you doing, sir?
I'm doing good, thank you.
Ken Edwards.
Stevie Boytek.
Nicholas Middleton.
And Bailey Vanover.
Thanks very much. You did a very good job. It was good seeing you.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Okay, Representative Kay has a question.
If I could just make one comment, Mr. Chairman. I want to thank you all so much for coming here today. You all are courageous to come up here in front of this committee and stand up against bullying. Ray, you really had a really heartfelt story, and you know, I appreciate you sharing that with us. I appreciate everybody who came here to stand up against bullying and be involved in this process, and I hope maybe one day to see some of you all sitting in these seats as you take up legislative action and try to make a change and difference in your schools and your communities. Thank you all so very much.
Rita, you better watch out. They might come up here.
I think they're coming.
Other questions? Representative King had one.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for your testimony. And I do remember your group being here last year and testifying. And my question to you is, what happened to this bill last year that we passed out of this committee? And why isn't this already law? Can anybody explain what happened? That might be a question for Representative Smart.
Well, okay.
When you passed the bill, it wasn't even brought up in the Senate.
Oh, no.
So now what's going to happen?
We're hoping that it
No.
will be.
He will. He said he would. Senator Carpenter, who is their senator, they have met with him. He's filed a companion bill, and he promised them that he would work toward it in the Senate.
Well, and ladies and gentlemen, as a mother and a grandmother, I'll say, I have 3 12-year-olds that understand in middle school how things can be, and I was so much for you all last year and what you tried to do, and if y'all have any problems with the Senate, y'all come to get all the grandmothers and the granddads, and we'll go there and help you out, okay? And thank you. We hope to see you guys back here someday, but keep Representative Smart as long as you can. She does a good job. Thank you.
Any other questions? Representative Thompson.
Thank you, Chairman. I too just want to applaud these young men and women for coming forward today and exhibiting great leadership. You all make us very proud, and we appreciate your courage for doing this. It's not easy. I think Representative Smart, did I understand one of these young men and women said, did you have a pledge that you asked folks at your school to sign? Was
They did.
that pretty uniformly signed? Did you get most of the students agree to sign it?
They did,
Yes, sir.
and tell them you still are doing things now.
Yes, sir.
It's an ongoing thing, anti-bullying in their school, and they continue to promote it and have activities and events related to it.
Do you see it being, what if I could, go ahead, one more question. When you all have a fellow student that maybe is bullied or the subject of bullying, is it a little easier because of what you all have done in your school and the awareness for them to tell and share that when some of you all are reported to somebody?
Can you give an example?
Yes, sir. There are a lot of teachers in the school that I'm very comfortable going to and telling what I see, or if I see someone getting bullied or I am bullied.
So there's more of an atmosphere that suggests and promotes that. That's good.
I would like to point out to Representative Tilley, who's working on the juvenile justice, in the summer edition of our own Kentucky Law Enforcement magazine, they had a book review on a book called Sticks and Stones. And one of the things that stuck out in my mind was that it said that bullies, people that bully, are 4 times more likely than others to become criminals. So that's our testimony today.
And things they said are all the precursors for that behavior in future life, not only as a teenager or a middle schooler or adult. Those are precursors. Have all of you been bullied at one time or the other?
Yes.
Anyone who has not?
You have, she has not.
Okay, well, we're glad you came. One other question for Representative Smart. How many states have this policy of the month of October? Do you know?
I don't know of any. October is recognized nationally as anti-bullying month.
Okay.
And I will say that last year when we brought this before your committee, it was also on a Thursday. And USA Today picked it up and ran about the bill in their weekend edition.
Maybe they'll pick it up again. You have a great group of kids, young adults, who are in front of the table with you, and an even larger group behind you who are here. Tells me you've got a great school.
Well, these students behind me are members of youth leadership, Madison County, Madison Middle Youth Leadership, and they are here with their teachers. I might just ask them to stand.
You ask the teachers to stand.
Teachers.
And maybe introduce their names.
I'm Scott Anderson, the assistant principal.
Tanya Edwards.
And Amy Vanover.
We have one back in the back. Standing right there.
Michelle Neely.
Okay, to the back.
She looks like a student.
Another question, has this statistically, this policy got reduced the amount of bullying in the school?
Yes, it has, and our plan is to, in the next couple of weeks, we're going to do a school survey and then follow that up at the end of the year, and therefore we'll continue to watch it, be able to monitor it, and get statistics on what's happening at our school in general. but I can assure you that since we started this last year, the number of students coming to my office complaining about being bullied has greatly decreased, and the students are freely talking about not bullying and helping others.
You thought about doing a roadshow to other schools? Might be helpful. I think Representative Tilly had a question or comment.
I just wanted to add, you may have mentioned this, and I appreciate Representative Smart. We did discuss that, and that is certainly a concern we all have. And that applies to a number of behaviors that are precursors to criminal behavior later in life, or not so much later, unfortunately. The Kentucky Youth Advocates, I had the pleasure of speaking this morning at their rally. They are here in force today, as you've seen. A number of great things happening with regard to let's hope some significant change in the law as it relates to juveniles and the juvenile code. Not only handling those who would commit criminal acts, but also treating those children differently who are simply missing school or maybe beyond parental control thanks to a problem in their homes or otherwise. And so I just want to remind the members that we have been on this 2-year journey, the Juvenile Code Task Force, that I've talked with Representative Smart about several times. And I want those of you to be aware that the bill is coming. We're still working on it, still negotiating with schools, still negotiating with mental health providers in the cabinet, the court system, and all of those who have a stake in this, and that should be all of us, frankly, so thank you.
Representative Owens?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I wish to direct my question specifically to Stevie and Bailey. You all, the whole panel there, did a very good job presenting, and I wonder how it is that you were chosen. Are you officers in the group that's leading, or how is it that you were chosen to make the presentation to us today? The whole panel did a good job. I'd like to hear from both Stevie and Bailey on that.
We're both a part of the youth leadership group directed by Ms. Neely, and I came last year and presented the bill, and I wanted to volunteer to do it again because I enjoyed it. I enjoyed being up here and presenting this bill to you all.
We're both part of the youth leadership, as she said, and I just came. I don't really completely the reason behind it.
She's good to see.
Representative Watkins?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and I too want to, as everyone else, applaud y'all for being here and appreciate your leadership on this, Representative Smart. I just wanted to make a statement. A lot of bullies try to pretend like and be the tough person, but y'all guys here are the ones with the real courage to come here and speak and take the leadership in doing what you're doing. Y'all are the ones with the courage. Many bullies are just cowards. They hide behind their big mouths. But I appreciate y'all doing what you're doing, taking the leadership and exhibiting real courage and leadership in your school, so I applaud you for that.
Any other questions or comments before we take a vote? We have a motion and a second on the bill. Yes, we have a motion and a second already. Yeah, we got it written down, okay. Secretary, call the roll.
Representative Bell? Yes. Representative Bratcher?
Yes.
Representative Butler?
Yes.
Representative Carney?
Yes, ma'am.
Representative Combs? Yes. Representative Corsi?
Yes, ma'am.
Representative Glenn?
Yes.
Representative Graham?
Explain my vote. I want to take this opportunity to commend the students and commend the sponsor of the bill, because she's persevering and doing what her students in her county asked her to do. But I also want to take the opportunity to commend the leadership of the school for taking on the challenge of making sure that these policies are in place within the school building, but also encouraging for the teachers for encouraging the kids to participate in their civic activities. And what better way of educating in terms of civics than to have the students to come before a committee and to explain the positions and to explain why they want this particular piece of legislation passed. The teachers and the administrators at the school are to be commended for challenging these kids to come forth, and I commend them for doing so. I vote yes.
Representative Imes?
Yes, ma'am. Hang on. Representative Graham, you didn't cast a ballot. Yes. Okay, we didn't hear you. Okay, they said over, you didn't say it.
Representative Imes, I think, said yes. Representative Kay?
Yes, ma'am.
Representative King?
Yes.
Representative Lee?
Yes, ma'am.
Representative Meade?
Yes, ma'am.
Representative Miles? Representative Pullen?
Yes.
Representative Reiner?
Yes.
Representative Rudy?
Aye.
Representative Santoro?
Yes.
Representative Sinet?
Yes.
Representative St. Ange?
Yes.
Representative Thompson?
Yes.
Representative Tilley?
Yes.
Representative Turner?
Yes.
Representative Upchurch?
Yes.
Representative Watkins?
Yes.
Representative Wayne? Representative Younts?
Yes. The bill passes with favorable expression to the House. It sounds to me like this might be a bill you might want to explain on the floor, though, but it's your choice. It could go to consent if you choose, and a motion would be made, but it may be something you want to talk about on the floor.
Do you all want me to talk about it on the floor to tell other people? They'd asked that it be sent to the floor.
Okay, so we'll not let it be on the consent calendar then.
Thank you.
All right, any other business before the committee? Okay, thank y'all. We stand adjourned.